and live your life today. It doesn't matter what they say.
Okay, welcome to another episode of Red Lotus Life. This is where we provide resources and tools to create a life that you love after abuse. We are also an ACE provider for the ASWB, so you'll be seeing lots of continued education here for social work and behavioral health professionals. So welcome, welcome. I'm Lori Kinsey. I'm an advanced spiral practitioner, and this is my lovely co-host here, my co-creator, Sara Hoffman, Sara Elizabeth. I mean, I call you all kinds of names. Actually, I'm like, how
Kinds
many
of,
names do I call? I call you Kentucky Sarah. I call you like so many different names. But she is a certified spiral practitioner and womb spiral practitioner. So welcome.
welcome, welcome. And yes, I answer to all the names.
Well, we've had some, listeners and viewers ask, right? They're like, wait, is this Elizabeth Soul Ray? Is this Sara Elizabeth? Is this Elizabeth? But I mean, you have a few. And so, yeah, you're all of these things. So if anyone ever has any questions, yeah, please feel free to ask. Put them
Mhm.
down here in the comments. So, okay. Today we're going to be talking about Gene Key 21 because this is going to be the focus, well, one of the focuses of the upcoming Lunar Journeys that is on October 6th. But we wanted to come and talk to you about 21 specifically because we're really seeing this play out, I feel, in society all around the world. And we've really resonated with this. So the shadow is control. The gift is authority, and the Siddhi is valor. And if you're not familiar with the Gene Keys, highly recommend that you go and get this amazing book, The Gene Keys, because a lot of times the essence of what these words are is not what we expect them to be. And so
Mhm.
highly recommend that you go and get the book and then you contemplate this gene key along with us. But today we're going to be talking about the healing journey of control, and like one of the ways that we notice where we are on our healing journey of, are we in our strength of control? So whenever we're saying strength, right, some people are like, oh yeah, that's resilience, that's hard, that's um, control.
Defensiveness.
Yeah. Or are we pausing? Are we taking a breath and real and softening and coming from a different state of being that's not controlled, that's not submissive, that is even like a place of softened empowerment. And that's, I don't know, just totally different, sovereign, grounded, secure in who we are, completely different.
Yeah, it is completely different. And so the way that is explained in this Gene Key by Richard Rudd is really like this is where we're able to allow the control to go, but it instead is coming from a place of sustainable life force energy. This is our vitality. And by being able to pause and come back to center and just be so grounded in who we are, releasing that control, then what we're able to do is to have our energy precede us. Like when we walk into a room, there's no reason to be in a submissive position as if we are, submitting to a hierarchy. Instead, our energy is speaking for us. And it's just a way to express our confidence, right? It kind of puts us in that civic state of valor.
Mhm. Yeah, as I was preparing for this lunar journeys, and we do prepare for a long time because when we are working with the gene keys, it is a contemplation that actually activates.
Yeah.
It activates at a cellular level, at a DNA level. It is literally the essence that of who we are. And every single one of us has these gene keys within us. So even if they're not in the profile, we do have this within us. And so it was interesting because I realized the hypervigilance part of this. I really resonated with being in control in a different way. So this is what I'm super excited for this Lunar Journeys, because we will be doing an emotional clearing session in it. And I'm excited to do it because I noticed where I am very hyper vigilant right now. I'm constantly scanning my surroundings. I'm very observant in a way that I don't want to say has, you know, it's one of those things of like, people will say, well, healing is like 2 steps back and 1 step forward type thing. And so for a minute, I was like, am I going backwards in my healing? Because I am scanning a room, right? I'm scanning a room. I'm looking for the hole in the smoke. I'm looking for anything that may be a threat, right? But I also feel like that's the temperature of the world right now. And so no, I'm actually not going backwards, because there is a softening here, and it is with the energy that I present myself with. Just because I'm scanning a room doesn't mean that I'm being in that strength. That means more of I'm just scanning a room and being very observant. So for a minute, I thought I was in control, but really I'm just being observant, which I think we all
Yeah.
should be.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think it's worth noting that for those out there, including ourselves, who have experienced any kind of trauma or experience being dissociated from the body in any way, like it's very common for hypervigilance to be a thing, right? But when we're talking about coming from a healed space, when we are in alignment, when we are able to sustain our life force energy, then when you're scanning a room, it's just like what Lori was just sharing. Like we're just in observation, but we're not ruminating about it. We're not panicking. We're confident. We're strong. And there's not anything that we need to control, right?
Yeah, nothing
It's
to
the inner
control, but
authority.
yes, it's shifting into that gift of authority, right? And so just being in that. And so, yeah, it was really interesting for me to observe that and contemplate that in myself, because for a second I did think I had to actually take a step back and go, well, wait a second, like coming back to self, right? So when we're talking about pausing and taking that breath, I had to literally go, well, do I feel fear? Like, do I feel fear, or do I feel like I've just learned from my experiences, right? That's basically what it is, from the experiences of trauma, right? And then you just
Right,
learn from your experiences. And so being able to scan a room and just going, oh no, it's safe.
right. Yeah, and I think that exploring those places that we need to let go of control, like the things that we're trying to physically control, or we're trying to control it with our language or with our body language, right? There's so many different ways that we can control an experience or a dynamic, but when we're exploring where we can let go of that and just really be in our inner authority, that gift of authority, then that's when we can really find the sustainable energy and be in the gift of authority. If
Mhm.
that makes sense. I hope I'm not talking in circles.
No, it totally makes sense. I also wanted to bring in quantum human design, because the gate for this lunar journeys, it's the full moon in Aries, is the gate of self-regulation. So again, that's where that pause comes in. The pause is like, oh, okay, so am I in fight, flight, freeze, or even fawn, right? Am I in fight, flight, freeze, fawn, or am I just in observance of my surroundings, which is always important. So.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Another thing that I would like to just bring into the conversation is this quote that is out of the Gene Keys book, under Gene Key 21. And that is that surrender makes authority submissive and submission authoritative. So I'd love for everybody to really contemplate that and what that means to you, because um, ultimately, what I would like to do is be able to lay down my badge of strength, my badge of control, and just be able to surrender. Like we surrender into our full authority, our full power, our full expression of power.
Mhm. Yes, and especially as women, right? As
Yeah.
women, We are here to receive and we are here to be soft. That doesn't mean submissive. That
Right,
doesn't
exactly.
mean submissive. That doesn't mean people pleasing. It means being in our power, our sovereign, grounded power, but being soft with that and being able to receive. So yeah, I'm with you. Like that's probably because, this is what we'll be, both of us are in the same energy. That's probably what we're going to be moving through with this lunar journeys really is what is preventing us from taking off this badge of strength, right? This badge of control that's actually even external. Like it's an external thing. We talk a lot about this actually in Say Yes to Soul. We just did a whole thing in Say Yes to Soul for our integration call. So if you wanted to learn more about the badge of honor, or not badge of honor, but badge of strength that we're talking about laying down so that we can soften, we invite you to join us in there. Is there anything else that you wanted to share before we close this up?
Yeah, I'd just like to say that if there are those of you out there who have been curious about the work that we're doing, what emotional clearing is, and what the entire process looks like, Lunar Journeys is actually a really good way for you to experience that because it's a one-time thing. And of course, we will be doing this on a regular basis every single month. But if you would like to just come and try it out and see what it's all about, then this is the perfect opportunity.
Yeah, it's really great. I love lunar journeys because we literally weave in the energy of the moon, the energy of the collective gene key, and then also emotional clearing,
Mhm.
which releases, subconscious and unconscious conditioning, like all of the emotional blocks around that. And it literally, this is how we are able to create a life that we love. So yeah, I love that. Yeah, we'll be doing it every full and new moon. The next one is going to be October 6th. So it's the full moon in Aries. We're going to be speaking on Gene Keys 21, which is control, authority, and valor. It is live this time. They were in person and then they were pre-recorded a few years ago. And now we're going, you know what? We're going to do this live. Let's do this live on Zoom. And if you're not able to make it live, we will have the replay available for 3 days after the full moon because you have 3 days after to actually work with this energy. So we will have that. We would absolutely love for you to come and join us. So if you like what we're talking about here, please, put a like. If this is something that you're like, oh my gosh, somebody needs to hear this, please share it with that person. And then also subscribe because this is all we do all day, every day is just share, share information and the work that we're doing in all, because it's so like we're doing this right along with everyone. And it's just profound how our lives have changed. I can't get over it.
Yeah, I don't even recognize myself from, well, even yesterday. Most of the time, that's how it works, right?
I
Every single
know.
day, the transformation just continues, and it's beautiful and amazing in every way. And we just love to share this work with everyone.
I know. Well, it's this embodiment that I never experienced before because I was so dissociated. So
Right.
it's crazy when we start to connect with self again. So it's funny for those of you who've been subscribers for a long time, you could probably literally see that the changes happen every single time you show up. But anyway, we invite you to join us with this Lunar Journeys. All of the information is going to be in the description below. So we would love to have you. And also, I'm working on a free worksheet, like a free way for you to be able to work with this moon. If you're not able to and you don't want to quite take the jump yet, I'm working on that. I hope I get it out in time because I've been working on it. So if I get it out in time, I'm going to be putting it in the description here. So even if this video goes out and you don't see it there, come back because I am working on trying to get it done because it is going to be clear. I don't know what the date's going to be, but 3 days after the full moon. So come back. You're going to want to get it so that you can continue to do this ritual on your own as well. So thank you for joining us today. We hope to see you there and we'll just see you next time. Okay.
Mhm.
Bye.
And live your life today.